Failure. Just hearing that word used to tighten my chest. For a long time I thought failure was something to avoid at all costs, something that defined me, that told the world I was not enough. But over the years I've come to realize something very important. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's not even a setback, but rather a gift. I want to share with you my greatest lesson I've learned, and it's this. Failure has been my greatest teacher, my greatest ally. It has shown me things I would never have learned if everything had gone to plan. And to be honest with you, I failed a lot. So let me tell you about some of the ways I've failed and what those failures have taught me. Maybe some might sound familiar to you. My first failure that I really recall was when I was in elementary school. And I had failed math. Math was never my thing. It's still not my thing. And it was like learning another language, which is also not my thing. And no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get it. I couldn't wrap my head around math. And I always came up short. That failure taught me to be courageous and ask for help, to raise my hand and say, I don't get this, I don't understand. And from that, I learned that asking for help doesn't make us weak. It makes us wise. And then I didn't get into my first choice of a university to complete my master's degree. I was just devastated, just so bummed out. And I thought that was the end of my dreams. But the truth is, I got into a different university and I went on a different path. And I never would have imagined where that path would have led me if I would have got into the first choice of a university. Redirections are okay. It's all part of a bigger plan. And then there were the job interviews. You know, you've had them too, I'm sure, where you prepare, you go over all the questions that you think are going to possibly be asked, and you're ready. You walk in with your head held high and so confident, thinking you got this, only to walk out and here we've gone with someone else. Each time I'm just crushed, but each time I pick myself up and I prepare better. I learn to tell my story better. I rework my resume, and I just got a little bit better. And eventually those lessons led me to something even better than I had originally hoped for. And then there was a time I lost my job. I'd been let go, and I'd been told, we're downsizing. And I was devastated. I was married with a little 2-year-old at home and felt helpless, felt like the biggest loser. Why me? What did I do wrong? You know, all those questions that you go through. It made me question my worth. But in losing my job, I found resilience. I learned how to reinvent myself, how to pivot. I once started my own business. It didn't work out well. I failed at that too. I invested money, my time, and my heart into this business. And it ultimately failed. But that experience that I gained was honestly like getting a second degree. I had worked so hard and learned so much. And it taught me to be courageous, to try and problem solve. And it taught me humility. Oh, and then there's love. Yeah, I failed at that too. A relationship I thought would last forever ended. Heartbreak cracked my heart wide open. But it also taught me how to love myself, how to set boundaries, and how to find someone who truly loved me for me. Then there were the poor financial decisions, which I failed at too. I had taken on too much debt. I'd made some bad investments, and they didn't pan out. And yeah, I just failed at that. But those failures, they taught me patience. They taught me discipline. They made me a better financial planner for my future. There were times where I held my tongue when I should have spoken up. I stayed silent when something deep inside me told me to stand up and speak. Those moments, they taught me the value of courage. They taught me my voice mattered. That my voice mattered. There were times I let fear keep me from trying new things. Fear of failing, fear of what people might think. But each time I tried, despite the fear, I grew in ways I never could have imagined. Fear will always be there, but it shrinks when you move forward in any way. So it's taught me just to move forward, even if I'm scared. There were times when I trusted the wrong people and I felt betrayed. Those betrayals taught me discernment, and they reminded me not to be bitter and close my heart. As life changes, as we age, we retire, we say goodbye to old chapters, sometimes we struggle to adapt. I have. But those struggles have taught me life is made of seasons, and each one has something beautiful to offer if we're open to it. I wish I could say I learned these lessons early in life, but the truth is I didn't. Not really. It is only through reflection and time that I have come to recognize the lessons learned. I think that during many of these failures, I was in survival mode, trying to get through it the best I could, unaware of the lessons that I was learning at the time. So why do I call these failures a gift? Because without these failures, I wouldn't know what I'm made of. I wouldn't have learned humility or compassion or resilience. I wouldn't be sitting here sharing this with you. Take a moment. Think of a time that you failed. A moment that you stumbled, fell flat, felt rejected, or not enough. Now ask yourself, what did I learn? Did that experience make me stronger, wiser, more compassionate? Failure isn't falling down. It's refusing to get up. And you're still here. And you're still standing. And in my books, that's success. If you feel comfortable, I'd love for you to share a lesson that you learned from one of your failures in the comments. We've all walked through hard times, and sometimes hearing someone else's story can remind us that we're not alone. So if you're up to it, share in the comments. Thanks for spending some time with me here today. And remember, failure is just another word for learning, for growing, and sometimes for becoming exactly who you've always meant to be. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.